Okay, folks, we're going to bring your next comic up. Your next comic is from Baltimore, Maryland. He has performed up and down the East Coast, and he has done shows for soldiers at Walter Reed Army Hospital. Folks, please, a big hand for Tom Myers. Tom Myers!
Good evening, everybody. How you guys doing tonight? Doing all right? Yeah. I've been doing comedy for about 8 years now, and I'm happy to say I have a slightly higher approval rating than George W. Bush, so a lot of reason to be thankful tonight. But now, before I started doing comedy, I worked in a 7-Eleven. I worked in a 7-Eleven that was owned, operated, and employed entirely by white people. I'll let you wrap your mind around that concept real quick. It was in a real rough-necky area, too. I would have these guys come in, and this one guy came up to me and say, "You know, I like getting my big bites and my big gulps from here because I like having to be waited on by Americans, not one of them towel heads." I looked at the guy and I said, "Oh, well, thank you very much for coming here, sir. I very appreciate it. Oh, thank you very much." But no, Pennsylvania. I love Pennsylvania, man. I love coming up here. I really do. I'm from Maryland, so I'm pleased that I can buy fireworks up here, right across the state line. Love purchasing fireworks. I stopped at this one fireworks stand up here. This guy was very knowledgeable, very helpful. Looked at me and said, "Now, son, if you have any questions about fireworks, you just come talk to me, all right? I've been dealing with fireworks for 5 years, all right? I know everything there is to know about fireworks." But I do a lot of traveling. I did a weekend in Western Tennessee. Western Tennessee. It's a very different world down there. The show where I was at was over the bar. There was a bumper sticker that said, "Ted Kennedy's cars killed more people than my gun." I was like, whoa, that's pretty intense, man. I want to come up with a bumper sticker in response to that, so mine's going to say, "More young women are shot in the face by guns than by Bill Clinton." I say it's a good response. When I was down there, though, I drove through Alabama, too. I went to a town called Barton, Alabama. Welcome sign said, "Welcome to Barton, Alabama, birthplace of Helen Keller." And when you know it, there was nothing to see down there. There wasn't. I don't know if any of the comics made light of this, but there's a couple sitting right over there. They brought their little one with them. Yeah, they brought a baby. Baby. B-A-B-Y. Baby. She's right over there. Brought a baby out to a comedy show. Hey, they're at the top of the list for the Parents Magazine seal of approval right now. Once they get done the comedy show, take her to a bar, have her do some Jaeger bombs, take her to a strip club, take her home, give her a bottle, put her to bed, you know. You got to have a plan. Oh, jeez. But, no, I'm dating a veterinarian right now. I'm dating a veterinarian. You got to be very careful, guys, if you date a veterinarian. Whatever she asks you to do, you do it. You do not get into any arguments with any woman who knows how to cut your balls off in your sleep. You don't. Then you'll really be in the mood to do everything she asks. "Okay, honey, thank you." They didn't get out tonight. But before I started doing comedy, I went to school. Went to college. I went to a 4-year school, and I was able to go because of federal grants and student loans and scholarships, which are federally funded, which means they come from your tax dollars. So I want to thank you very much for the educational opportunities you've presented to me, ladies and gentlemen. Instead of paying off my student loans, I go ahead and I use the money to spend in gas just so I can get to places like this. Wise financial prowess I have not. That was with your tax dollars. Almost makes you guys want to throw a tea party in my honor, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. When I was in school, I studied history. My favorite piece of history to study was the American Revolution. The reason I like studying the American Revolution, it's not because it was the laying of the foundations of democracy or how ordinary men can rise up to fight against the evils of tyranny. I like the people who were able to grow an incredible amount of pot back then, make shit out of pot back then, and get away with it. Yes. All the ones who are really with me are just sitting there like, I'd applaud, I just don't feel like lifting my fucking arms, dude. But they say that a lot of advocates want to legalize marijuana use that too. They say, we should be able to grow pot and smoke it. Our founding fathers grew pot. They smoked it too. Our founding fathers grew pot. I don't think so. If every one of our founding fathers had smoked pot, that midnight ride of Paul Revere would have gone very different. He would have just been sitting there smoking a joint. I guess I better go warn everybody. About an hour and a half later, he'd still be stumbling out to his horse, finishing said joint, finish it up, blow it in the horse's face. As a result, both he and the horse would be marching down the street going, hey everybody, someone's coming. But I fucking forget who. If anyone had smoked pot back then, it would have had to have been Benjamin Franklin, okay? Woo! Yeah. Who else but anyone smoking pot would have thought to go out and fly a kite with a key tied to the end of it in the middle of a lightning storm? Benjamin Franklin came up with daylight savings time. He came up with that concept. Only a pothead would have thought up of that, man. Fuck it. We'll push everything back an hour. That's my time. You guys have been cheaper than therapy. My name is Tom Myers. Have a good night. Thank you.
Keep it going for Tom.